And welcome inside. Grand Blanc, welcome. The PreP is in the house and ready to take on the best game in Genesee County that you've seen this year. The defending Division I champions, the Grand Blanc Bobcats, are welcoming in Flint, Beecher, and the Buccaneers, the Division III champions from a year ago. Hello again, everybody. My name is Chad Bush, and a couple of commentators in the house. Three-man booth to my left, Sam Stick Day and Pete Scribner. And we're excited to bring you this basketball game, fellas. This is a game that folks have been building up, waiting for. This was a season that Grand Blanc did not quite envision stick. 2-4 in their first 6 games. Lo and behold, though, they've won 12 of their last 13. This is a team on a run, on a mission, and they look eerily similar to last year's club.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of that state championship hangover early on in the season, but obviously they've been able to pick it up throughout the, we were able to do a couple other games early on in the season, and the talent's been there. It's just, could they put it together? And you're right, this is exactly what it was last season, just slowly coming together right in the nick of time, and next thing you know, you go on that run and you're at Breslin.
Grand Blanc has played some of the toughest in the state of Michigan. Pete Scribner, who joins us as well, you're very close with this team. Your thoughts on how this team might be just a little bit different than last year, but maybe better in some ways?
Well, the one obvious way is there's no Ty Rogers.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the AP Player of the Year in the state of Michigan. Missing him, you're going to miss him if he's not here. But other guys have stepped up this year and have filled some different spots. You've seen R.J. Taylor become a little bit more of the offensive focus. You've seen Amante Allen Johnson step up his game offensively very significantly.
Sure.
And Tay Boyd has really come along this year as well.
Yeah, the big three there, led by R.J. Taylor, 17.5 points a game, 4.5 dimes a game. But you talk about Amante Allen Johnson, he's the interesting fellow there, 14 points a contest, but he's also a guy that can do some interesting things with the basketball and slash and cut. He's an exciting player. Look, this is a matchup of two of the finest in Genesee County. How much is this area really looking forward to this matchup? And are these the two best teams, undoubtedly, Pete, in this county?
Yeah, I'd have to say they are. The one school that would have claim annually to that possible crown is Carman Ainsworth, but both of these teams beat Carman Ainsworth this year. So I think it's pretty clear that this game is the de facto county championship. And what a way to end the season. Both these teams getting to the end of their regular season here.
Stick, the teams that Grand Blanc has played this year, the schedule is really remarkable. We're quite familiar with these teams. Most are Detroit-based. What does the scheduling, what does it tell you about Grand Blanc and what they've done?
It tells me it's kind of like a Tom Izzo schedule. They front-loaded it with the toughest opponents that they could, and I think that's going to pay off for them, later on and going on into the state tournament. And like you were talking about this game being the biggest one in Genesee County, if this crowd is any indication of that, it's going to be a packed house here tonight. And we're watching the JV game right now, and everybody's getting into this game too.
Yeah, this is a good game right now, and competitive. The spirits are high, and they should be. This is the week before the big tournament, and the big tournament that both these teams won last year. This is a time, Pete, where things start to change and teams start to really ramp it up. How have you seen Beecher become better as the season has gone on?
Well, they've been solid all season long. Obviously, they've only had the one loss, but I think they're kind of surprising some people this year. I think a lot of folks thought that they'd take a step back with Mike Williams leaving to take the coaching job at Davison. No step back at all. They have been typical Beecher with pressure, defense, up-tempo offense, and they just get it done year after year after year.
And they've done it this year with a new head coach, Marquise Gray, the former Spartan, and they're led by some serious talent. In fact, the one gentleman, Robert Lee, was the MVP, was he not, of the Gotta Get It tournament that we did here at the PreP.
Well, he was one of the all Gotta Get It players. They also had Carmelo Harris was the MVP.
Carmelo Harris, I'm sorry.
Both of them scored 20 points in that game. They both very easily could have won any awards. They were very, very, very good that day.
Yeah, and Stick, Beecher and Grand Blanc means a lot to this area. You mentioned the interest level. Peaking now, it's the JV game still getting finished and already a packed house. These are some environments that we quite haven't seen as much in the Detroit area. It's fun to get out and see something like this. Grand Blanc's bringing it.
Yeah, Grand Blanc is bringing it, and we know Beecher is going to bring it too with their high up tempo, and they press the ball. Like I always love the athleticism that comes out of Flint Beecher. I mean, even back to when I was in high school eons ago, Flint Beecher was a problem when it came to being a basketball team. So I'm really looking forward to this matchup tonight. We're going to see some strength at the guard position against each other, but really, the big fellas are probably going to be the ones that decide this in the end.
No doubt. Carmelo Harris, Robert Lee, Moop Cummings against the big three, R.J. Taylor, Amonte Allen Johnson, and Tay Boyd. Pete, your words before we get to the coach's interview. Anything as far as this matchup that becomes something that these teams want to give it all, there's no doubt, but they also don't want to give too much before next week's MHSA tournament. Is that something you think that coaches are thinking about, or is tonight just all out?
I would guess the coaches coming into this game kind of have that attitude. I don't want to show too much, but the players want to win. They want to have the bragging rights. And so they're going to be holding nothing back tonight. We
talked to the head coach, Mike Thomas, and we got his thoughts on this game and also on his team and the defending state champions. Mike Thomas has 3 state titles. Of course, he had a couple at Kalamazoo Central. We'll get his thoughts coming up. And we'll move on in the pregame show as we get set for Grand Blanc and Beecher. And this is Genesee County's best going at it. And a preview of 2 teams that will be looking to repeat as state champions as the tournament starts next week. This is the Prep. Thanks for watching. Mike Thomas is next. Welcome inside Tartoni Athletic Center. My name is Chad Bush. We're here with the head coach of Grand Blanc, Mike Thomas. And Coach, your team, after a slow start, winning 2 of your first 6 games, are on a 12-game out of 13-game win streak. It's been very impressive to watch from afar. Good to see you again, and thanks for having us up here. You must be excited for Flint Beecher coming in.
Oh, listen, this is this is every kid's dream around Genesee County, to be able to play in an atmosphere like this, to play in a crosstown rivalry like this. And, with me being from Saginaw, year after year, I'm slowly learning about the rivalry, you know what I'm saying? And but it's been a pretty good one. And our guys are excited. I know Beecher is excited, so it should be a fun night tonight.
Grand Blanc is 14-5, and they're coming off a state championship a year ago in basketball. Congratulations again on that. Does it ever wear off? I mean, do you ever wake up in the morning and it doesn't feel as good as it did the day before?
Well, you know what? Yeah, no, because no, it always feels good. But you know what? We wanted to try to program with our guys that that last year was last year. We want to make sure we're very distinct. We're very distinctive about the years, and so we're not trying to defend last year's title. We're not trying to go back to back. We simply want to win another one because nobody can do anything with that. So we simply want to win another one. And so that's where our mentality is right now, especially going into March. Our goal going into March was to just gain a lot of momentum. I think we did that. We went on a nice winning streak, played some pretty good teams, and it got us here to today to see if that remedy actually works. So
yeah. There's no doubt your team with the big 3 leading the way has done a fine job.
Yeah.
12 of the last 13, as we mentioned, you've won, including against River Rouge in this fine month of March to get off to a great start. Tell us about that River Rouge win. That had to feel good.
Yes, it did, man. Coach Beecher is an unbelievable coach. This is his first year back, coming back from the college level. He had his guys well prepared, and we were well prepared as well, and it was a good game. And we did some really good things the other night, and so did River Rouge, and we both know what this week means going into the tournament. And so I think we're going to schedule each other every year just to prepare each other, because he's in one heck of a district with Martin Luther King and Cass and Western, and those. So he decided he wanted to come challenge his guys right before that moment too. So
like-minded
there
as
we
you
go.
are.
There we go.
And as you played 4 at one point #1 teams in the state of Michigan. Let's talk about your team, Tay Boyd, R.J. Taylor, Amonte.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got really the big 3 leading you right now. Let's talk about those guys and how important they've been to this year's club.
Those guys are very special, man. They're unique. They're a unique group. You know, when you talk about RJ and Amante, those guys have been leading the way for us. You know, both offensively and defensively. RJ's role has kind of changed this year. You know, the last 2 years we had a lot of talent around us, and he was more of a facilitator. But this year we asked him to, you know, we got to put the ball in the holes. He's averaging close to 20 points a game, and then along with Monte Allen, who's the Saginaw Valley MVP. Who did an unbelievable job this year. You know, with so much attention on RJ, he kind of stepped into the light and took advantage of his opportunity and did some really good things. And then you talk about Tamonte Boyd. Tamonte, he's a special player simply because he sacrificed being a wing for us this year. He's athletic, he's strong, and I think after the Orchard Lake game, he came to me and he said, "Coach, man, I see what you were talking about." He said, "I'm going to play a lot more down low for you, and I'm going to make the sacrifice to help our team." And once he did that, he started getting multiple double-double games, having multiple double-double games, and doing unbelievable things offensively as well. So
it's been a nice run for your team. Tonight you get Flint Beecher, and this is a team that, like you, won a state title last year. They have 7 state titles in school history. Beecher speaks for itself.
It's
Everybody
basketball.
Around here knows it's basketball. I know you respect them. What does this year's team bring, though? They're a little different. Marquise Gray is in. Coach Williams is out. What's the brand of Beecher basketball this year?
It just doesn't change. You know, Marquise has the DNA, Beecher DNA in him, so it just doesn't. It's not going to stop. You know, they're going to bring the same brand of basketball, tough, hard-nosed, in-your-face basketball. They're going to get up and down. They're going to do a lot of the similar things that they've done in the past, and they're well coached too. Marquise, I take my hat off to Marquise, man. Marquise has done an unbelievable job stepping in for his first year and taking over a powerhouse program like that. And but he's going to do some really good things with this team going forward. Even after today, regardless of what happens today, he's going to do some really good things in that tournament. And he's already done some really good things. You know, if there was a Coach of the Year vote, no question with him. No question for him. So
no doubt, Beecher is rolling 17-1. You've had your share of state titles, 3 of them. I know you're looking for a 4th. Best of luck tonight in the MHSA Division I playoffs.
Thank you.
A tournament you won last year. Best of luck this year and tonight against the Bucks.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to need it. We're going to need it. Thank you a lot, man.
All right, thanks for having us up here. That's Mike Thomas, the head coach of Grand Blanc. We're getting set for Grand Blanc and Flint Beecher coming up. Starting lineups are next. This is the Prep.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Welcome back to Grand Blanc, and it's Beecher in the house. The Buccaneers of Flint Beecher against Grand Blanc, and we've got a great game going on here. The precursor to the Bobcats and the Buccaneers. My name is Chad Bush alongside Stick Day, and Pete Scribner also as this 3-man booth rolls on. Alex Westfall, your executive producer, and we're ramping up to the top of the hour as we get set for Beecher. How about this game? My goodness, we got some fun action going on right now. Some bonus action. So let's get more into this game, Stick, and talk more about what we have expected to see in this matchup between these two teams. Look, it's been quite the run. Beecher has not lost since they lost to the #1 team in Division I, Detroit Martin Luther King, 63-51 back in Detroit on the 27th. What a run they've been on. And look, they've played some teams now that are notable in this 13-game win streak.
Yeah, the big win over Grand Rapids Catholic Central, who we know is a powerhouse on the west side of the state, and they always come to play. And then, of course, Flint Carmen Ainsworth, we were able to watch them play in the Gotta Get It Classic, too. And they're a fun team to watch, and that's always a big win. You know, that's kind of what we were alluding to earlier, the big 3 in Genesee County, and you got to include Flint Carmen Ainsworth in that conversation. But this year, to their credit, Grand Blanc has beaten them and Flint Beecher.
They sure have. You look at the MRP, Pete, and for this Flint Beecher team, look, they're number 1 in Division III. That's undoubted. Beecher's more interested in where they're fitting in the overall picture in MRP. They checked in at number 5 this week in the state's ranking poll that ranks all divisions and each separate division. Number 5 is impressive for a Division III school, a school that has about 230 kids, co-ed.
Yeah, and they set up their schedule so that they play the toughest teams. They obviously have to play their conference opponents, but outside of conference, they don't mess around with scheduling. They'll play anybody, anywhere, anytime. And that's what gets them ready for the postseason.
Yeah, and they've done that against King and Catholic Central. And then some other in-league opponents that aren't too shabby as well, and Hamady and Bendel and Genesee Christian as well, all competitive clubs. So they'll take on a team that Genesee County knows very well, a Grand Blanc Bobcat club, a team that's coming off a big win against River Rouge earlier this week, Stick. This is a lot in 1 week. Grand Blanc will play again, I believe, on Saturday. Or are they done after this, Pete? Flint Beecher, I think, plays again on Saturday. Grand Blanc's done, but this is an opportunity to really get yourself a comfortable win going into the postseason, which will start next Wednesday.
Yeah, it's one of those momentum wins. You know, you feel good about yourself going into the postseason, no matter who wins this particular game. And you want to be able to have that momentum and play well. You know, even if you do lose, you don't want to get blown out. You don't want to be out of sorts. You don't, because some of those times they carry over. We see it in NBA, when you get to playoff time. You see it definitely in college when you get to the tournament. Sometimes it takes a little spark, and sometimes a good team can trip themselves up by overthinking. So you want to be competitive in this game, and at the end of the day, you want that win going into the state tournament.
Yeah, no question. When you look at some of the advantages that Grand Blanc may have in this game, Pete, some things that when you break it down, look, I mean, Grand Blanc, their MPR coming in themselves isn't too shabby. They came in number 14 in Division I, despite losing 5 times this year. We know the challenging schedule they've had. What is Grand Blanc's advantage in this contest here today?
I'd say today their advantage is going to be size.
Yeah.
I think that's the one place where they definitely have an advantage, and if they can take advantage of that, then they might have, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think that's the best chance is if they can take advantage of that size.
When was the last time these two teams met, Pete?
Yeah, they met 2 years ago. They were scheduled to play last year, but it got canceled because of COVID. The year before, they finished the season playing each other in a great game over at the Dow Federal Credit Center Event Center. And it was an instant classic. We overuse those types of terms, but it really was. It was a fantastic game. Both teams were really talented teams, playing really well at the end of the season, and it was one that's remembered by everybody who was there.
Great stuff. Thanks so much. Sam Stick Day, Pete Scribner. My name is Chad Bush. We're the Prep. The start is next with the starting lineups from Grand Blanc right after this.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back to Grand Blanc. Time now to be the starting lineup for tonight's contest. Let's start first with a visiting team, the Flint Beecher Bucks, who come in 17-1, the number 1 team in Division III, the number 5 team in the state. And the NPR that just was released this week by the MHSAA. Here are the starters for first-year head coach Marquise Gray, the former Buck himself. Carmelo Harris, one of the best players in the state. Harris was named the Gotta Get It Classic MVP. He's a good one, and you'll take note of him early and often. Kevin Tiggs is another starter. He's just a sophomore, very talented guard in the lineup. James Cummings, they call him Moop, M-O-O-P. And this is a kid that can really score the basketball, can defend, and a fine addition to this ball club. Robert Lee, who went for 20-plus points in the win over Grand Rapids Catholic Central in this gym on the 8th of January. In that starting lineup, sort of another guard at 6'2". And Phoenix Marble, the real X factor, a kid that can really shoot the basketball. And he is a senior. This is a good-looking player. And Phoenix Marble is the shooting guard for Marquise Gray. Get a look at Marquise Gray in his first year. And Marquise Gray played under Tom Izzo at Michigan State. And he is a grad of 2004. Now let's meet the starters for Grand Blanc, the Bobcats, the defending champions in Division I in boys basketball. They will start with R.J. Taylor at the point guard spot. R.J. leads this team in scoring. He leads them in assists and several other categories, 17.5 points per game for R.J. Taylor. Nate Richardson has slid into that starting lineup since we last left Grand Blanc. He's doing some good things, and 6 points a game. Also grabs some caroms at 3 per contest. Amante Allen Johnson, the number 2 scorer on this team, 14 points a game. And he also chips in on the glass at better than 5 a contest. Does it all, really. 3 dimes a game as well for Mike Thomas. Anthony Perdue is also a new guy in that lineup for Grand Blanc. And Perdue, a guy that led the JV team last year in scoring. And he's a good part of this team as well. Rounding out the starting 5 in the lineup is Tay Boyd. The number 3 scorer on this team, 12.5 points per game, 7 rebounds to lead the club. And of course, they do this under Mike Thomas in his 5th year. Mike Thomas is assisted by Laquan Collins, Doris Martin, Eric Cooley, and Cam Burns, along with his wife, who's a big part of the program. And we had a really nice time with T-Trick Thomas, also the executive director of the Gotta Get It Classic. He's got her listed on that. I think that's nice of him, and I think she's a big part of this program. And so is Pete Scribner, who's with us now on Color Commentary, along with Sam Stick Day. Gentlemen, we welcome you in. Stick, I know you're excited. Your thoughts on this matchup between Genesee County's finest?
You know, as you were going through the starting lineups, it started to become a little bit clearer to me who I want to key in on this game. And Tay Boyd has got to be the guy to dominate the game if Grand Blanc really wants to come away with the victory today. As I'm sure Pete will get into that. When we're talking about the point guard and the shooting guard, there's kind of a similar matchup there. We'll see who can contain who, but Tay Boyd's the guy that can get loose tonight. Yeah, he is certainly a guy to watch. Pete, I know you follow this Grand Blanc team closely. Who is one of the guys that's been somebody maybe as of late that folks who haven't followed as closely should know about in this game and could be a major factor?
Well, the big 3 definitely is where things start and end. But Anthony Perdue has been pulling down a lot of rebounds. He had 10 rebounds the other night, and he can go out there and have a game where he doesn't score but still affect the game. He's really long. He's just a sophomore. He can block a lot of shots, and on a game like this where there probably will be a lot of shots taken, I would not be at all surprised to see him double digits in rebounds tonight. He does a good job of getting the ball and getting it out to RJ and Amante to get the ball moving down the court quickly.
Yeah, a guy that can also chip in points as well. Average double digits back-to-back games against Powers Catholic and Muskegon. That was the last time this team lost. Grand Blanc was to Muskegon 3 games back, 84-79. I know that was an exciting game, Pete. It went to overtime or double overtime. What did that loss look like for Grand Blanc?
Well, I think it was, in a strange way, it was a good thing. It's always good to play against the best teams, and even if you can't beat them, to be able to really challenge them in a tough environment on the road, going to the other side of the state. They were down by, I can't remember the exact, it was about 15 points in the 4th quarter. And they managed to battle back and send it to overtime. Had a chance to win the game, almost won that. But they learned a lot about their own toughness, I think, in that game. That game and the Ferndale game as well. They really learned about the team's toughness and really prepared themselves for a game like tonight and ultimately the state tournament.
Yeah, you look at Grand Blanc and some of their best wins this year and what they've been able to do. It's impressive. Their losses are impressive. the wins are as well, Stick, as you look at their team profile.
Well, yeah, really. I mean, for both of these teams, I don't think they've lost to anybody that wasn't at least top 5 ranked in the state at the time. So none of these losses anybody should take any harm to. But their best losses coming against King, OLSM, Brother Rice, and Grand Rapids Catholic Central. But then they have their big wins over Ferndale, Flint, Carmen Ainsworth, Saginaw, and River Rouge just recently. So, I mean, Grand Blanc, those losses came early in the season. Since then, they've been on a run, so I wouldn't even worry about the record at this point. That 5, forget about it. It's all going to be cleared in a week anyways.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You look at the Hoops alum, Zach Gibson, a 2007 grad. State champions a year ago, and of course, Grand Blanc comes to us from the Saginaw Valley League, a league that they joined back in 2018. And a league that will change a little bit next year, Pete, in complexity. They'll condense a couple of clubs. What does this league look like to you?
Well, it's always an interesting league. The teams up north in the Saginaw area, always challenging, always put pressure on you. Flint, Carmen Ainsworth, and Grand Blanc always put pressure on you. It's a tough league. It's not as tough as like the City Catholic League, but it's a tough league, and there's always good challenges in it.
He's Pete Scribner. He is Sam Stick Day. Who cares about me? My name's
Chad
Chad Bush. And we're getting ready for Beecher and Grand Blanc. And this one's exciting. This is fun. We're happy to carry it here on the Prep. You look at Flint Beecher, and their head coach, Mike Williams, left. Went to Davison last year. They now have Marquise Gray, a guy that I believe was an assistant, certainly under Williams for some time. But look, this is a guy that has kept the same kind of culture as Mike Thomas said. What can you tell us maybe about Marquise Gray teams? Has there been any change in your eyes in what you've seen?
They look a lot like a Beecher team.
Yeah.
They really haven't changed from the past. I thought that they were going to take a little bit of a step back this year. Not any criticism of Gray, but just because of the change. Mike Williams has been such a dominant presence for this team for so many years. They've had so many state championships year after year after year. Surely this year you'd think they were going to take a step back, but they have done anything but, only losing that one game all season. 9
state championships, Stick. I know you're fond of this program. You've seen them firsthand earlier this year in this gym and also in past years. What does this program, what stands out about this program to you?
Just the consistency of it, really. I mean, it's so tough in high school to constantly replace talent and replace talent and replace talent. But they just have that program that does it, and that speaks a lot to their whole athletic program, all the way down from the AD to the new head coach, Marquise Gray.
It's even more than the athletic program. I think there's a real community in Beecher that really gets behind the whole school and behind the whole program. It's not just the athletic department. It's not just the basketball program. The Beecher community is renowned for their support of the program, and it's really a neat thing to see year after year.
It takes a village.
That's right. Sure does. Monte Morris is with the Denver Nuggets, and he was the 2013 Mr. Basketball, one of many alums from Beecher that are notable. And you talk about their best wins. I mean, Grand Rapids Catholic Central here in Grand Blanc, Genesee Christian twice, Flint Hamady twice, Flint Carmen Ainsworth once, and that was their last game out, 63-60 winners over Carmen Ainsworth, and that was 1 week ago. They've had some time off, or back on the 26th rather. This is going to be an interesting matchup between two teams that really like to play physical, really like to have some athleticism to balance out the shooting and scoring. To me, it's an intriguing matchup of two teams that really want to assess their will, be physical, and I think being more physical early is really going to send a message and maybe set the tone for which team's going to have success here tonight.
And momentum's going to play a big factor with this big crowd and how these kids are feeling tonight. Like, you're going to see some streaks. That's what I feel is going to happen tonight. People are going to get out. We're going to see some 8-0 runs, some 10-0 runs, but it's going to go back and forth the entire game.
One thing to watch, too, with it being such a big crowd, such a big game, sometimes players will get carried away a little bit. You'll get in foul trouble. And that can be one of the keys. If somebody gets in foul trouble, it could really switch this game with one of the big players for either team, really. It could really change things if somebody does get in foul trouble.
No doubt. We're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we are going to have, I promise, a tip. The tip is
3
next.
minutes.
Yes, 3 minutes. Hang out. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for watching. We are The Prep.
There's just one place where students are students first. and athletics are played with purpose and perspective, that place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Just the second time these two teams have met. The last 3 seasons, these teams did not meet a year ago. And Grand Blanc taking on Flint Beecher. Grand Blanc again comes in winners of 12 of their last 13, including a win against River Rouge back on Monday. And that was a nice win against River Rouge. You get a look at Mike Thomas, the 5th-year head coach. And he said this is a gotta-get-it moment. He loves gotta-get-it, and the gotta-get-it classic set the tone. Mike Thomas is a winner, and he's brought his winning ways to Grand Blanc 5 years ago. And he was impressed and spoke very highly of Marquise Gray, the head coach for Flint Beecher, who has done some good things here in his first year. Marquise Gray's a winner. And he didn't learn everything from Tom Izzo. He had some other mentors along the way that he really leaned on. Larry Foster, Moses Lacey, some guys that he really admired. Mike Williams, obviously, of course. So this is a strong bench both ways as you get a look at his assistant coach. And we are just about set for the starting lineups. There you see Marquise Gray on the right. Marquise Gray was a great player at Michigan State, Stick. I know you followed him closely.
Yeah, some fun years, too, up at State when he was playing there. Absolute round mound to rebound. Trying to move that guy off the block was a definite problem.
We're going to take a pause for the national anthem. I promise when we come back, we're going to have you basketball. This just feels like a primetime game. Oh, the delay. Yes, we're building up. The suspense. Thanks for watching. We're coming back with a start, I promise.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so that interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports,
but keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
to Grand Blanc for the Bobcats and Beecher. As we've already introduced the starting lineups, we are getting set for action between these two clubs. Grand Blanc coming off a win back on Monday as they beat River Rouge. Meanwhile, Flint Beecher is coming off a win against Flint Carmen Ainsworth back on Saturday, 63-60. Both good wins for both teams, and a good tune-up for this. We'll take a timeout. We're back in a moment. This is the Prep. Apologize for talking during the national anthem. I thought that was done with.
A little unorthodox start to this game. We had a national anthem that was not the national anthem, and then they played the national anthem. So
yes,
we're off to a good start.
We are. All right, let's meet the starting lineup. So, guys, look, Beecher is a team that is athletic but a bit undersized, and this is a team that is certainly going to try to set tempo early. You looking to see a press often and early in this game, Pete?
I think both teams will try to put pressure on each other. I think that's going to be the name of the game. I don't think we're going to have to worry about not having a shot clock in this game. I think both teams are going to be looking to score.
Yeah. And Stick, we saw a shot clock earlier this year, actually in North Farmington. Look, I know you like that, but we also do expect a lot of tempo, especially out of Grand Blanc. What kind of things are you looking to see out of Grand Blanc early in this game?
Well, R.J. Taylor, that's the guy. You know, he's going to be the guy that's going to have to break the press, and then he's going to be the guy that has to initiate the press on the other end. So for him to kind of take control of this game, like you mentioned, 17.4 points a game, almost 5 assists. He's a bulldog. I love watching this kid play. We watched him last year in the state tournament. Absolute, just on you non-stop, and he is relentless. So I look forward to seeing him and what he does with this high up-tempo offense. And like I mentioned before, Tay Boyd, he's got to shine for Grand Blanc. He has the biggest mismatch of the game, and that must be exploited.
It's going to be fun to watch. The leading scorer for Beecher is Carmelo Harris, first-team All-State a year ago, 18.5 points a game. He's a Mr. Basketball candidate, also 5 steals. He's a very good defensive player as well. James Cummings, a guy they call Moop, 6'3", 12 points, 8 rebounds a game, and a guy that shot 55% last year. Talent all over the place, and we are finally ready
showtime
for basketball here at Grand Blanc. Glad you're with us on the Prep. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. And to jump it up for Beecher is number 22, Robert Lee, against Tay Boyd. And the battle for Genesee County is underway. Here we go. Beecher basketball to start things. Beecher 17-1 on the year. And we get a steal right away. Picked off by Boyd is on the run. And the Bobcats will look to settle it down. Amonte Allen Johnson bodies his way in, missed the shot short. Tap out and a save by Taylor. Elbow jumper good, 2-0 Bobcats.
And already you're seeing it, the up-tempo, the quickness, both teams being physical with each other, pressing each other on defense, and R.J. Taylor with a nice mid-range jumper to get Grand Blanc on the board.
Both these teams winning state titles a year ago in their respective divisions. Of course, Beecher Division 3. Ball behind the back. Cummings lost it. Back the other way, R.J. Taylor with a right-hand English-laced lay-in. 4-0 Bobcats, Pete. A fast start.
Absolutely. I think turnovers are going to be key. Loose balls, who can get to them. Grand Blanc's taking advantage of that the first 2 times down.
Another near steal, and a timeout is called by Marquise Gray. We'll keep it here, but the tempo's been set. The Buccaneers need to regather stick.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just trying to do too much. When the game comes at you this fast, this early, it's tough to have your reflexes ready to go, and it's causing them to make some uncharacteristic turnovers early.
2 years ago when these two teams met at the end of the season, Grand Blanc got out to a huge lead in that. It was 11-0 right off the bat in that game, and that was a lead that they never relinquished in that game.
Fast start. It's been some momentum carried over from their ball game on Monday night. The win over River Rouge, a double-digit win over River Rouge, one of the Detroit area's finest. They found themselves in the Prep's top 11 at one point this year.
Grand Blanc was actually up by 29 in the fourth quarter of that game when they pulled their starters with 7 minutes left.
My goodness. Josh Baker, the head coach for River Rouge, the former assistant at Alabama under Nate Oates a season ago. All right. Beecher trying to scratch the surface. This is Carmelo Harris, and he throws it away looking deep for Kevin Tiggs. And early on, it's been all turnovers for Beecher.
Yeah, 3 for 3. Consistent.
Full court pressure now by the Bucks. This is something they do very well. Taylor will survey it in the backcourt. Finally clears ahead to Purdue. RJ all alone topside for 3. Splash City.
I would say R.J. Taylor came to play today. He's got the first 7 points of the entire ball game, a couple steals, just playing mean on defense. That's what we were talking about. He's going to have a lot on his shoulders today.
Touchdown Bobcats. This is Carmelo Harris who sets it up on the GB at center circle.
Oh, nice pass.
Great look down low, and this time it's completed and laid in by Kevin Tiggs. Beecher's on the board. This is Alan Johnson who's fouled on the perimeter. That one's going to go on number 12, Carmelo Harris, who's a good defender. 5 steals a game is what this guy averages. He's aggressive, Pete.
I think they called that foul on Marble.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
A couple times breaking this press, Grand Blanc has had a runner on the baseline that just one extra pass, it'd be an easy lay-in. We'll see if they take advantage of that later in the game.
Ball out of bounds, baseline left, dangerous pass, bailed out by Purdue. Kid who was the freshman team MVP a year ago. Great athlete and a quarterback in the football team. Missed shot cleared ahead. Beecher trying to make a run. Reverse layup is just off. That would have made a highlight reel anywhere.
And the Beecher bench wanted some contact and a foul on that.
Carmelo Harris on the drive. So the Bobcats leading by 5. Scored the game's first 7 points. Alan Johnson to the hole, lay in, good. Pretty move and an explosive first step for number 3.
He's just got that like super athlete type build, you know what I mean? Sometimes the guy just steps into the gym and you're like, that guy can play basketball.
Yep, already offered by Youngstown State. Shot up, good, and the foul. Count it for number 12. That's Carmelo Harris. First team All-State a year ago and a top scorer on this team.
So far, he's been making things happen, too, for Beecher. He's got the lone assist of the game, 2 drives to the basket. He had a good look last time down the court, but here he is again. My goodness. To go that fast down the lane and still be able to kiss it off the glass, that's a talent.
4-year starter.
At Beecher, that says a lot. Free throw up and good would say a lot for the Bobcats, too. R.J. Taylor is one of those. He has it on the near point. Trap, cross-court dish. Smooth to Nate Richardson. Rebound, offensive putback, blocked from behind, stick back again, no good, and Beecher comes out clean on the run. Ahead, Phoenix Marble, no good. Ball out of bounds, back to the Bobcats.
I like the way the officials are letting some contact go, letting them play, let the athletes make the decision up and down the court, and they're letting them decide it on the court. I like this so far.
This is a good crew, very experienced officials here tonight.
Do you care to share their names?
I'm trying to remember all of them. I don't want to slight one of them and leave the other 2.
Laying good. I like putting you on the spot.
Whoever they are, they're doing a good job so far.
I was going to ask them before the game for their names and numbers and
they look dialed in.
Addresses.
Though. We didn't want to disrupt them.
No, we didn't. 11-5, 6-point lead for Beecher, who's led by as many as 7. Left wing 3, no. Offensive rebound by Beecher, yes. Stick back, no. Another one. Third time a charm, no. They won't get a fourth. Throw ahead, 2-on-1, pull up 3 on the way, no. And Beecher comes out clean again.
I do not like that play. He had a wide open Tay Boyd running the lane. All he had to do was lay it up there, and that could have been an alley-oop. Gotten this crowd into it, but he decided to take the three-point shot. I'm sure the coach may address that here in the timeout.
Mike Thomas will address it. He will also make a substitution. Anthony Purdue checks out, and they will check in Bryce O'Mara, a kid that also plays on the Mean Streets AAU team along with RJ Taylor. 3-ball, right wing, Splash City. That one's good for Carmelo Harris, who's in the running for Mr. Basketball. That's why. Harris, a 4-year starter, as Pete mentioned. Short corner right, reverse pass out to O'Mara for 3, Splash City. Bryce O'Mara, the 6'7" sophomore, sticking it from deep.
He hit 3 of those against River Rouge the other night, scored a career-high 15 to help lead Grand Blanc the other night.
That must be why he looks so confident taking that shot.
Shot up off the glass, no. Pulled off by Tay. Tay Boyd back to RJ, shooting it from Flint, and he flushes it. 17-8, matching the largest lead for the Bobcats.
And you're seeing Beecher kind of slow down right now. They started out the game going super fast. Now they're starting to slow down, get in this half-court offense. We'll see how that dictates the rest of the game for them because they're an up-tempo team.
Beecher ranked 5th overall in the state. Forget Division I, 2, 3, 4. They're 5 overall. At least that's what the NRP says. Left corner, 3 on the way, in and out, no. Tough luck miss. And a big boy rebound for Johnson, who's checked in. Trayvon Johnson, RJ kicks it. Right corner, O'Mara covered up quickly. Now he spins short corner right. And resettles back out to Trayvon Johnson, a guy who can really get in the gaps, a left-hander. Going right hand here. Back out. Johnson with the attack, rejected by Lee. Here come the Bucks. Short corner left floater, no. And here comes Boyd and the Bobcats. And Alan Johnson with a double dribble. Substitutions here.
Whew, man, it has been up and down the floor. I mean, we're 7 minutes into this game, and I feel like it just started with how fast these kids are playing tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're seeing a lot of turnovers. Like we said, big game environment. You got to be careful with the ball. Got to take care of it. And sometimes the excitement of the game gets them carried away a little bit.
Jalen Townsend is checked into the lineup for Beecher. Marble is checked out. They've also checked in number 14. That's Torrey Deloney Jr. 3-ball left wing by Carmelo Harris. And that stops a run. Back to a 6-point game. Bodies and bullies his way down the avenue, no. Boyd missed the shot, but a reset to the lefty. 4-3, no. They won't get 3 cracks. Harris on the push.
And going back to that 3 from Carmelo Harris, my goodness, the range on him. He has definitely been the only one keeping Flint Beecher into this game. So if I'm Grand Blanc, I'm looking at maybe double teaming him or getting the ball out of his hand at this point.
Absolutely. He's definitely controlling things for Beecher. The Grand Blanc faithful did not like that call there. They thought it was a clean steal, but the foul on the call.
Harris has 9 of the 11 for Beecher, who has it down 6 in the final 50 seconds of the first quarter. Grand Blanc is controlled from the start. Right corner jumper is smooth and down. That's Moop Cummings the second. 12 points, 8 rebounds a game. This is a fine player for them. Dead spot left, 3 off. But an offensive rebound and a reset back out to Trayvon Johnson.
You love when your guards are getting dirty, getting those offensive rebounds. That's what it leads to right there.
Tay Boyd with a lay-in, the 6'4 junior. Gets GB back to 6.
I was just going to say, key play on that offensive rebound. Bryce O'Mara didn't get the rebound, but he fought hard, got it loose.
2 seconds left at the buzzer. 3 ball short. Well defended by Allen Johnson, doing it on both ends. What an action-packed 8 minutes, fellas. Let's do this again in the second. A lot of entertainment.
Yeah, it took a while for the game to get started, but my goodness, once it did, helter-skelter, up the floor, down the floor, three-pointers, turnovers. The athleticism is on display tonight here in Grand Blanc.
No doubt. End of the first quarter. Keep it right here. Grand Blanc by 6. Pete, I want your thoughts on the first 8 minutes of this contest.
Well, it went as well as Grand Blanc could have wanted to in terms of just the pace. I think they wanted to keep it up tempo like that. They were able to get some turnovers. They were able to do the things they wanted to do. I think actually it could have been a little bit bigger lead, even though the style of game they were playing was exactly what they wanted. A couple probably ill-advised shots. Otherwise, it might even be a little bit larger lead.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Carmelo Harris getting going a little bit there in the first quarter, they'd definitely be down a lot more, but he was able to hit some timely three-pointers, get to the line a couple times, 9 points of the 13. So, yeah, you take away those 9 points, it's a different ballgame.
R.J. Taylor leads the way with 10 points for Grand Blanc. True Temper is our latest sponsor in our new partnership. They make baseball bats, and guess what? They've offered us a really nice deal, 10% off. Check our link out in the bio, The Prep Sports or The Prep 3 in social media. Find our link on Linktree and get 10% off your baseball bats. Baseball season is here. Almonte Allen Johnson hits a dinger there. Not quite a dinger, maybe a gapper. And this lead is back up to 8 points, Stick.
Yeah, that crossover gave him just enough space to get that jump shot off, and he nailed it.
Yep. 13 straight wins for Beecher. They're down by 8 right now on the road. Final regular season game for Grand Blanc. Beecher will play again. There's a nice free throw line runner, and Beecher gets one back from the mid-range.
Yeah, I guess who? Mr. Carmelo Harris. And while the crowd's chanting air ball because his last shot at the end of the quarter, he just drains it in the lane.
He has 11. It's a game high. Allen Johnson with a nice look down to O'Mara, who lays it in. He has 5 points, and the lead's back to 8. Wasting no time, getting loose down low is Jalen Townsend, who came in off the bench. RJ on the push. RJ Taylor, who has an offer from Rhode Island, and a guy that's really being sought after by Division I programs. Step back three, Splash City! Are you kidding me? Trayvon Johnson, known to get in the gaps and drive. How about shoot a three?
Yeah, not only a step back, a fall down.
He had a big game to start the season, 27 in the season opener against Brother Rice. Grand Blanc's actually had 6 guys score over 20 in a game this year.
My goodness. Paint jumper good, little 8-footer by a familiar face, Carmelo Harris. He has 13. It's back to a 9-point game.
Yeah, Flint Beecher needs somebody else to get involved on that offensive end, but Carmelo Harris is doing all he can at this point.
Sure is. Almonte Allen Johnson directing traffic. RJ on the right point. High post against the zone. Finds it to Tay. Lay in good. Too easy for number 1. Carving that 2-3.
That's where they need to attack that zone, right in the middle.
And Beecher really does not have anything that can match up with Tay Boyd athletically down low right now.
He's something. He's got some of that. And look, I'm not saying this is a fair comparison. We'll get to that after this. RJ Taylor down the avenue, balances his way to the bucket and lays it in. RJ with 13 points. He's on tilt tonight, and the lead is as large as it's been all night, 13.
Just a tremendous talent in RJ Taylor. Like I said before the game, he's relentless, but he's so fundamentally sound. He hits the three, he drives well, protects the ball with his body. Just a great player.
Left wing deep three, no good. Rebound by Allen Johnson on the run. Throws it up, no. Offensive rebound, stick back, yes. Tay Boyd again, getting all over the offensive glass. Bobcats just appear to be a little quicker to the ball tonight. Sometimes a home crowd can get you that. There's a steal. Trayvon Johnson to lay it in. And don't look now, but it's a 17-point Grand Blanc lead. And Marquise Gray wants timeout in Grand Blanc.
Yeah, probably about 8 points too late on the timeout, but it's good that he's getting this to calm the team down because Grand Blanc is going on a run.
We thought coming into this that the size down low might be the difference, and Grand Blanc has got a lot of rebounds, but a real difference has been just the turnovers.
Yeah.
The pressure Grand Blanc's guards are putting on Beecher, and they're turning the ball over, getting layups coming back the other way, like that last one by Johnson.
Well, part of the problem is for Beecher, they're allowing so many made buckets that Grand Blanc's able to get back on defense and set up, and that's what's causing the problem. Beecher's used to getting out and running and going, like not against a set defense, so they got to do some work on the defensive end if they want to do some work on the offensive end.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Harris with 13, RJ Taylor with 12. As we want to tell you about Blue Lion Fitness, located in Ann Arbor, some of the finest fitness and training you can get. High school, college, professional, Olympians. Find them, 734-929-5268. You can find them on the gram at Blue Lion Fitness, BlueLionFitness.com. Our good friend Dan Roth and Blue Lion Fitness. Check him out on 401 South Maple in Ann Arbor. Back to the ball game. 34-17. What does Beecher have to do, Stick, to get back in this thing?
And we were really just talking about it. They got to get pressure on defense. They got to get stops because that's what's going to let them get in the open court and get some easy buckets.
All right. Into the game is Menafield. This is Keonta Menafield. This is a Division I prospect, just a sophomore. Offensive foul on Beecher here. Menafield is the brother of, I forget the young man's first name. Thank you. Keon Menafield, who has accepted a scholarship to Washington. Washington Huskies in the Pac-12 picked him up. I know he was a late signee. A lot of teams weren't on him until late for some reason.
He had a great summer.
Oh, did he ever? And a finals. He helped Beecher win the title. O'Mara open, dead spot right for three. Splash City.
Absolutely beautiful offense. He had the open shot in the corner, but he elected to make that one extra pass that Larry Brown used to preach about so much. And that extra pass found the wide open man for the three.
This is a 20-point lead, and this is another steal and another turnover for Beecher. O'Mara lobs it up, and now you know it's a big lead. Mike Thomas just smiles, but now he'll make a substitution.
Sometimes your eyes are a little bigger than your stomach, you know?
It's well said.
Well, Tay Boyd was calling for it. It just wasn't there. Everybody wants that alley-oop on the fast break. Nice try. Just, you know, when you're up 20, you can make those plays.
That's right. So they'll check O'Mara out. They'll also check Johnson out. And back into the lineup comes Nate Richardson, along with number 5, Anthony Purdue. You'll see Purdue on the football field as the quarterback next year for Grand Blanc. Grand Blanc went to the finals, state finals this year in football. State champions in basketball last year, state championships in baseball last year, and semifinalists in football. I said runner-up, my bad. Trying to give you guys a few more props, Pete.
Yeah, well, we'll take all we can get.
There's a 10-foot turnaround jumper, no good. 3 minutes left in this quarter, and Grand Blanc is just running away. RJ feeds it off to Richardson, and a steal. Carmelo Harris, count it, contact, no call, and that breaks the long run by GB.
But how did they get that wide open layup or contested layup? They got it through playing defense, getting the steal, getting out in transition. They're having a really rough time whenever Grand Blanc is able to set up.
Melo has 15 of their 19 points.
Wow. There's a short corner shot, no. Beecher gets a stop. Rebound pulled off by Kevin Tiggs, who's back in there. Gives it up to Moop Cummings. Menafield. This is a guy that gets it swiped. Alan Johnson with a pick and a lay-in. And Alan Johnson slipped on that baseline. That's concerning.
And he came down a little awkward. He's limping coming up at the court.
Left corner, Marble for three. Splash City. This is a kid that can help you. A really sharp shooter, Mr. Marble.
Cuts it to a 17-point game.
12 points a game. This is the nephew of Roy Marble, who's been inducted into the Hall of Fame at Iowa, as in Iowa Hawkeyes. He is a Flint legend, an Iowa legend. Dead spot left, 3, no, and here come Beecher. Down 17, Menafield rejected going to the hole by Alan Johnson.
And they had numbers on that drive, too. Beecher had several options. He elected to go to the hoop, and Alan Johnson says, no, sir, with the big right-handed block.
Grand Blanc had control. Beecher's trying to just get back in this game. If they could get it down to 12, 13-point half.
Back-to-back blocks, but again, a body for GB bangs hard on the baseline.
Purdue's head hit the floor hard. They're going to sub in for him here.
Yeah, that's a good move by the coach.
O'Mara back in.
Marquise Gray wanted to foul there, but it looked pretty clean.
Yeah.
The way they're calling it tonight, that definitely wasn't worthy of a foul.
No, sir. I agree. Robert Lee to set things up. His team's down 17 on the road with 60 seconds left until halftime. Carmelo Harris, cross it over, step back 3 on the way, Splash City. Carmelo Harris is some kind of player.
Yeah, and even though they're down 14 points, the momentum's starting to swing just a little bit. Their fans are starting to get involved. This is danger time a little bit. You want to keep this at about 14 before you go into half. You don't want this any closer.
18 points for Harris. Having a day. Bobcats will see if they hold with 30 seconds left. Lead was 20, it's down to 14. You know Beecher's not going anywhere. RJ Taylor to stop it. Short, out of bounds. No, it's not, it's saved. And a foul by Alan Johnson. And that will be just the team's third. This will not be a shooting foul, but Beecher gets it back.
It's a 14-point game. They've got a chance to cut it to 12 or maybe even 11 here. Just like we said, they would go in with a lot of momentum if they can keep the lead down to that level.
If I'm Grand Blanc, I'm doubling to get the ball out of Carmelo Harris's hands on this last possession.
Absolutely.
Yep. We'll check out how many fouls that is, too, for Alan Johnson.
And Carmelo's already got 18 points, right?
That's right. 10 seconds left. Losing the basketball is Robert Lee. 6.8 seconds left. Ball out of bounds sideline across the way. Beecher basketball.
RJ Taylor showing off his quick hands, being able to slap it away. And has it a full run and start coming here.
4 seconds left. With a basketball, Harris lost it, and that's how the half ends. Tenacious defense by Trayvon Johnson, who had a fine first half off the bench. All in all, a fine team effort all around, especially for Grand Blanc.
Yeah, Grand Blanc, I mean, you can't draw up a better first half for them to play. A little bit shaky at the end there, but I think getting that last second stop was big going into the locker room because, like you said, they hit a 3 going in the locker room. It's a whole different conversation going on in there.
Absolutely. As Beecher gets the ball coming out of the half, yeah, that would have been a huge, huge shot for Beecher had they hit it.
We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back with Marcus Webster, the director and founder of Reach Legends. What a half of basketball. Thanks for watching. Come on back, won't you?
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so that interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
1, 2.
Welcome back to Grand Blanc High School as we are getting set to talk to one of the best basketball guys we know and one of the best guys, period, that we know, Marcus Webster of Reach Legends, AAU. You're the founder, director. You're also an assistant coach at Orchard Lake St. Mary's. You've worked and coached in Detroit in basketball, in the suburbs, Metro Detroit, all over. We're glad you've joined us, Marcus Webster. Thanks for hanging out.
Well, I appreciate you having me, Chad. This is a great atmosphere to be in, and I'm glad the Prep is highlighting this, and you guys done a great job all year, and I'm just glad the energy just picks up, and everyone loves the Prep back in my area. So I just wanted to let you know, I told you that the other day. You're a blessing to the basketball community right now, getting us to a whole nother level. So I really appreciate the opportunity to join you here. Yep.
Thank you very much. He is Marcus Webster, a longtime coach in Detroit. But I want to talk about Reach Legends, your program that you founded and started. Tell the folks out there about Reach and how they can be a part of this fine program.
Well, Reach started back in the late 80s. Me and the co-founder and really the guy that we joined up together, my brother Virgil Phillips.
Sure.
Rashad Phillips' dad. Yep. And we guys just started, just two young fellas just wanting something to do, and we still loved the game and we had a lot of energy, so we just started a youth program. And so it's just evolved over years, an after-school program. And once you get to a genuine affection for kids and things that they're going through, the program evolved. So, and then we still had the love for the game of basketball. So eventually over time, I just watched kids that grew up in the program, and a lot of them went to the Persian High School area, Detroit Northern. So now I'm like in second or third generations of kids that I remember when Mike was a high school player. So, you know, I'm just amazed and astounded with all these state championships here in this environment right here. This is two great basketball programs right here with state championship. But anyway, for Reach, we just a bunch of guys just doing some stuff in the neighborhood, and eventually it's evolved into something a little bit bigger than me and Virgil would ever imagine. But that wasn't our vision. Our vision was just to help kids, give them something to do, and we had our own families and kids in the program. So, and right now we have kids playing and coaching on all levels, pro, professional, football, you name it, doctors, lawyers. And I have a lot of youngsters that really stay close to us. A lot of them have evolved into high school coaches, college coaches, mentors. They have their own program that's similar to Reach all over the country. So it's been a blessing, man, and I've been really blessed to be a part of it. So didn't have the vision for it. I guess it was put into me. So,
well, you've given back to this community of basketball all over.
Appreciate it.
And you've done great work for kids everywhere. And obviously it's not all in season. There's AAU season, right?
Exactly.
And that's where Reach comes in. If someone wants to get involved, and what levels of involvement can you be in at Reach? What age does it begin? And how can folks join or be a part of Reach or even donate to Reach?
Actually, the program has its own website, and we're on all social media platforms, www.reachlegends.com. But this is the time of year where we started establishing connections with young fellas that want to be a part of our elite travel program. And that's the program where we take kids all over the country, and we primarily independent program. We've been adopted into the Adidas program. We've taken some kids on the Adidas platform as well. But the best platform we've had some achievements on has been NY2LA. We've done some great things on that. So in the next few months, you'll see things posted on tryouts and that thing. The main thing with our program versus a lot of these elite high-level programs you see around the country that people talk about is our program is not sponsored and is really funded and generated by former alum that have been successful. Parents have to end up paying for some of their kids' expenses. And, we do fundraisers. So we have events and we have people that sponsor us. One of your sponsors helps us out quite a bit, Horatio Williams.
Yeah, he's very fond of Horatio Williams. He's a good man.
Yeah, he
supports some outstanding causes. The Horatio Williams Foundation is great.
Yep.
And I understand you have a golf outing, and I'm really interested in this. I hope you remember to reach out to me for that.
We'll do.
We'd love to be a part of the golf outing as far as, being a part of being able to golf and do some things, but also to give back some time and some money to a great foundation and program that you're a part of. What's the season upcoming? When does it start? And
actually, it starts April, and some of the young fellas in this gymnasium have played with Reach.
Yeah.
So
who are they? Can you name them?
A couple. Tamonte played with a few events with us. Actually, and Bryce has played with a few events with us. You know, so the real tough thing with us is a lot of the programs that have shoe sponsorship, they take some of the better players. But I just tell a parent, you know, I understand the pay for play, but we don't do that. We can't afford to do that. But if you have to pay for something when you Reach, it's worth it.
Right.
Because I can assure them that the college coaches will see their child play, and we'll play at the highest level. We have some great guys coaching the guys. We coach them up, and we try to make them do it the right way. And that's one thing. Like Mike knows me real well, that when his kids come back, they will come back better. They won't come back with bad habits. So we try to secure the same type of platform and format. It's not just a run up and down like some people think AAU is just drop the ball and let them play.
Sure.
But it's not. So it's high-level basketball, and we try to make sure that they play at the high level because we have college coaches that are our friends, and we want to make sure that they see those kids at their best. So
we have Marcus Webster with us. He's the founder of Reach Legends, and he's also an assistant coach at Orchard Lake St. Mary's. And congratulations on your Catholic League title at St. Mary's.
Appreciate it. Yep.
I know it's been a lot of hard work and a year that you've weathered the storm. And hey, look, there's a lot of good teams in your league, and you won the tournament and the best of it. So congratulations.
I appreciate that, Chad.
Yeah. What can we look forward to in the playoffs for?
Actually,
St. Mary's, and also the Operation Friendship coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, actually, Operation Friendship tomorrow will be a great test for us to get ready for the state tournament. And then plus, with these programs, as you can see, Grand Blanc has evolved. I saw them earlier in the year. They're fluid, playing tougher, playing much better. So it's this time of year where you want to be playing at your best. And I think our guys are turning the corner, and they're finally knowing the value of their team. And I think you have yet to see the best. I think it'll be a better showing tomorrow. And I think we're really grinding and ready to finish this thing off right.
Marcus, it's a pleasure. Always great to see you.
All right.
Thank you for what you do for basketball, the state of Michigan, and for young men everywhere.
Appreciate it.
Reach Legends. Catch him. Marcus Webster. Thank you very much.
All right.
We're coming back with the start of the second half right after this. Grand Blanc and Flint Beecher. We're back in 30 seconds. This is the Prep. Welcome back, second half action. Flint Beecher with the basketball. Chad Bush with you, Sam Stick Day, and Pete Scribner. And we are ready for action. 39-25. Grand Blanc is led by as many as 20. Beecher has carved it down to 14, and that's where we're at. Marble with the basketball. Left-hand bounce. And clears it back and resets now for James Cummings. The hot hand is Carmelo. He had 18 in the first half. Marble knocked down a three-pointer. Pull-up three is down. Another triple, the fourth of the game by the aforementioned Carmelo Harris. He has 21.
Man, where would they be without Carmelo Harris tonight? He has played out of his mind.
We said early on we wouldn't need a shot clock. That first possession, I think, was 45 seconds.
I'm sure Beecher will take that, though, if it results in that.
That's right.
We went like back to 1990. Mid-post pass. Alan Johnson work it. Game is back to 19. There's a three. RJ, no good. Offensive rebound and a bucket.
Alan Johnson there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was Alan Johnson or Boyd that came flying in to tip the ball and get the rebound, but my goodness.
There's a foul in the corner. I think the scoreboard's off a bit here. They gave a three-pointer the wrong way. So, should be 31, I believe.
No, I think that's right.
No, I apologize. It is right. Excuse me. My math is incorrect. That's the problem. No, I
it's
apologize.
14 at halftime. They hit a three. They hit a two. And here we are.
I apologize. My math, boy, that looked goofy to me. You see numbers all day, and they start to look off and odd.
You know, if you're Grand Blanc, you like that you have this consistent lead and you've been dominating the game, but you got to be concerned with what's going on with Carmelo Harris. But you don't really have to change your game plan too much because what you're doing is working. I don't know. I'd start rolling some more defense to Carmelo Harris is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
But also, you're winning, so you don't want to switch it up too much.
That's fair.
You're only up by 11. If they get a stop and a score, it's under 10. All of a sudden, momentum.
An 11-point game. Dump pass was nice, but too hot to handle for Anthony Purdue. Good thought.
Yeah, it was right there. He just had to drop it off. Instead, it was a little too much heat on it, like you said.
Beecher could cut it to single digits.
A lot of Beecher fans here on hand. They're just waiting to just bust loose here.
Oh, you saw it when a couple threes went down at the end of the first half.
Yes. And there's a foul in the paint. And that's going to go on number 3, Alan Johnson. That is his third, so that's something to note, right?
Yeah, he's looking at the ref saying what I do, but that was a pretty clear foul. He got a lot of wrist and a lot of arm.
Yeah, he went back-to-back, 20 points.
That's an interesting call. He wasn't going to call the block or the charge till the Beecher player went to the ground, and then he couldn't call the travel, right?
I'm going to be honest, that looked like a charge to me.
Yeah, I didn't mind it when it was a no call. But
maybe a no call.
The minute he went to the ground, he couldn't call that a travel.
Replay.
Yeah. It's just, basketball play.
Yeah.
Inbound Beecher looking for points, looking for a foul called there. Nothing home. They're going to let him play tonight. Leak ahead, R.J. Taylor to an open Tay Boyd for the lay-in.
I don't know if anybody in America makes that long pass better than R.J.
We got a tie-up jump ball, and that's going back to Grand Blanc. You're not kidding. That was quite the oop.
He was a quarterback in middle school.
Oh, yeah?
He was.
Dad won't let him play in high school?
I think he probably would have let him play, but I think R.J. decided to just focus on the basketball.
I'm not going to put it on Dad. Dad is Bob Taylor. He is the former head coach at Northwood University, and he's the former assistant at Oakland University, and he has it topside. There's a lob. Too tall, but it doesn't matter when you got the bunnies like Tay Boyd. He lays it in, back to a 15-point bump, 5 minutes to go in the third.
And that's the thing with R.J. Taylor. Like in the first quarter, he was scoring in bunches, now assisting in bunches, and he's going to affect the game every time he's on the court.
He is an exceptional passer.
Really is. Beecher down 15, corner 3, no, but a foul is called. 3 shots coming thanks to the Nate Richardson foul in the corner on Mr. Harris. 3 shots coming up.
Yeah, it's so tough. You know, you got to close out on him. You want to make sure that he's not going to get a wide open three-pointer, but you can't close out that hard. You just got to be there, put the hand up in his face, and make sure that he's not getting a clean look at the bucket. Because even when you're getting a hand in his face, Carmelo's probably going to make the shot.
Meanwhile, that is 24 points for Carmelo, plus 2 more free throws here. We're still not even halfway through the third. He is looking to put up easily a 30, 35-point game here today.
And you got to look back at R.J. Taylor's pass, the Tay Boyd, beautiful pass.
Another one, that's 4 in a row he's hit here this quarter from the free throw line.
Already at 25.
My goodness.
That's what he had in the Gotta Get It Hoop Classic this year when he won the most outstanding player of the whole event.
He was a big part of the win over #1 ranked Grand Rapids Catholic Central, 75-69. Did he miss them both?
No, he missed one.
Okay.
1 of 3.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, there were 3. Oh, boy. R.J. Taylor.
Ooh, I thought he was going to shoot there.
Yeah. Going against his zone. Is this a zone look?
Yeah, they've been throwing the zone pretty much this whole second half. That's how you beat the zone, cutters through the lane.
There it is, lay-in by Alan Johnson, a nice look and find from Tay Boyd.
Alan Johnson's been very confident in this game.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
He does not lack in confidence, that is for sure.
Guy's really developed. This is his time. This is really his time. Spent last year with Ty Rogers, kind of being the playing the second, third, and sometimes fourth fiddle on a team that was pretty talented and stacked.
Yeah, he was a defensive stalwart his first 2 years, but he's really stepped up as more of a key offensive threat this year.
And sitting behind Ty Rogers for anything is no knock on your athleticism. That guy was an animal.
That's right. Monte Allen played with, I believe, Bates.
Yeah, he was
the Bates Academy. Short shot missed by Purdue.
Yeah, he probably could have taken his time there, gotten the defender in the air.
Mid-range jumper, no good. That means he played with Trey McKinney, Orchard Lake St. Mary's freshman. RJ Taylor for three. Somehow spits out of there. And a travel on the rebound or a reach over the back?
Reach over the back. It looks like he scraped him across the face.
Okay. O'Mara will check back in for the Bobcats. He had a 7-point, or 8-point rather, first half off the Pine.
Yeah, after 15 just the other day, he's stepping up his game offensively at the right time of the season.
Can always use a guy that emerges off that bench. Also some length.
It was really key against River Rouge. He came in when Tay Boyd got 2 early fouls, and he scored 10 in the first quarter.
How about it? We'll see if Beecher doesn't try to exploit Allen Johnson's 3 fouls.
I'd like to see this guy get going.
Lay in good, and you got it. Robert Lee, 6'3" junior, guy that's the X factor this year. Very athletic, and he scores there. RJ Taylor open for 3. Don't do that. Splash City. Back to a 16-point game as Taylor gets the Bobcats to half 100.
That's almost a layup for RJ Taylor. In rhythm, top of the key, straight on shot.
This is Tiggs with a basketball. Nice dump off to Lee open. Offensive rebound by Cummings. And a push off as O'Mara hits the deck. We're going back the other way.
Trying to use his big body to create some space here. Got the offensive rebound, but he went up just a little too hard. 11 had position on that, and you know, the thick boy versus the thin boy. The thin boy went down and got the call.
Yep. Marquise Gray's assisted by Spencer Eason, Jarrell Brown, Ronnie Jenkins, and Henry Jamerson. There's a lay-in by O'Mara that's good. He has 10. And this lead has grown back to 18 points to 7-0 run for the Bobcats. Cummings, no. RJ on the run. Races. Kicks. And settles down.
Beecher back in their man-to-man defense. Oh, he had the roll.
Shot is missed. Contact, no call.
Yeah,
Beecher with numbers. Right wing 3, Harris, bullseye. He does it again. My goodness, Carmelo Harris.
Why pass it to the open man underneath for 2 when you could just get an easy 3 from the outside there, right?
I'm sure he felt the same. 80 seconds left in the third quarter, a fast-moving third quarter.
If I'm Carmelo Harris, I'm not passing again.
5. Yeah, Mike Thomas calls the timeout there. He saw the 5 count going on Monte Allen Johnson.
Yeah, I thought that was it. We want to thank our friends at True Temper, our new partner. They are a supplier of baseball bats. You take a look there, and youth, Little League, high school, college. This is the official home of the national champion in high school last year, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, a team that Graham Blanc played last year, and they will play them again this year. But hey, listen, go to our link at the Prep 3. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. 10% off when you go to our link, and go ahead and put in the Prep, and you'll get 10% off when you put in the Prep. Go find our friends at True Temper, the best bats in baseball.
Carmelo Harris, 28 of the 37 points for Beecher tonight.
Unreal.
Wow, that's something. He's going to need some help from his friends if they're going to get back in this game. Jalen Townsend has checked in, and he's out there along with Torrey Deloney as Marquise Gray has gone to his bench.
And that's why I was calling for Robert Lee to kind of be that second man for Beecher, because that's what they've been really just dying for all night long. I mean, you know, Carmelo's doing everything that he can, but he needs somebody to be the Batman to his Robin or Robin to his Batman at this point.
He does.
They'd take a Wonder Twin right now.
Banging down low, Tay Boyd, and he gets busted. Yep.
I don't mind that type of foul, though. You know, if I'm Grand Blanc, that's a physical foul. That's a going to the hoop foul. That's an aggressive foul. So I will take that all day long.
When you lower your shoulder like that, you're going to get that call almost every time.
Yep. So 40 seconds left. Cummings floats it up. No, that's Lee rather. And a reach over attempt down low. That's going to go on O'Mara, or rather, it's going to go on number 21. That's Trayvon Johnson. It's a shooting situation, 1-on-1 now. Beecher will go line left with number 23, Jalen Townsend. And he gets a live and right roll, and that's big for Beecher, who gets a chance to score with the clock stopped with 36.3 seconds left in the third. The Bobcats have led by as many as 20 in this game. Beecher cut it down to 9, or 11 rather, and hasn't gotten any closer in this second half. But it's not over yet, we promise. Kick out, right corner, 3, no. And Beecher's going to get it back with 23 seconds left.
Look at the effort from Johnson.
Love the all-out effort diving into the stands a la Dennis Rodman. Trevin Johnson, my goodness.
He's got his friends there to catch him.
That's right.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this love.
Not doing that into the opposing bench. They're just letting you fly by.
You think those guys aren't his friends?
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't have done that to even my buddies in high school.
It's a trust fall right there.
Yeah, that's right. 7 seconds left. Pull up, Harris to end the third, no. Ball loose, 1 second left, and that is how things end in Grand Blanc. 52-38, it's a 14-point lead for Grand Blanc over Flint Beecher. Beecher, who's won 13 straight games, is on the ropes, on the road in the battle for Genesee County. Come on back for the fourth, won't you?
I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
A lot of work both clubs doing. Grand Blanc's been a little better. They're up 52-38. My name is Chad Bush, alongside Stick Day and Pete Scribner. Glad you're with us on the Prep. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. Ali Hadi, your assistant producer tonight. Thanks to everybody watching. College basketball also getting started with their tournaments, much like the high school tournament will start next week for the boys. It started this week for the girls. And always one of those tournaments that starts early for college you think about is Arch Madness. And that's happening right now. And, of course, that is for the fine Missouri Valley Conference. And, Pete, it's in your hometown of St. Louis, Missouri.
It is. And I know my friend Seth Tuttle is watching right now. He's watching us, as very possibly is Ben Jacobson, the head coach at Northern Iowa, as they get ready to play tomorrow.
The Panthers are headed on a collision course to take on Loyola and the Ramblers. There's a mid-post jump shot, no, but free throws coming.
I saw Ben Jacobson actually today was named the Missouri Valley Conference Coach of the Year for the 5th time. He's the first time that they've had a 5-time Coach of the Year winner.
Is that right? Boy, I tell you what, they've had some serious production up there, Northern Iowa, in the Dome. And they will threaten in the Valley, no doubt. The Ramblers and Northern Iowa We say hello to your friends watching in actually in St. Louis tonight. Did you tell them where to go to eat at least?
I did. I told them get some Imo's Pizza, get some Ted Drew's frozen custard. If you want some Italian, go to Canetto House of Pasta.
Look at all that. Hey, that's a good quick hitter to anybody watching tonight down in Arch Madness.
And I'm hoping those restaurants back in St. Louis appreciate those little free advertisements there and maybe comp me when I get back to my hometown.
No doubt. Hey, listen, it's down to a 12-point game again, Stick. I mean, hey, 7 minutes left in this game. Beecher's not going away, as we thought.
No, and with the foul trouble that's going on right now for Grand Blanc, Beecher's just got to get physical when they got the ball on offense and force some free throws like they did on that last possession. They can start scoring with the clock stop, but they do have to get some stops on the defensive end, just like they did there.
Missed 3 from Alan Johnson, who's one of those guys with foul trouble. He does have 3. This is Carmelo Harris, who has a game-high 25 points right now. Is it 25 or 28, Pete?
I think he's got 28.
28. Short corner right, Lee puts it up. One and done. Bobcats get the board.
Yeah, Lee's got to be more aggressive than that, especially when you have R.J. Taylor guarding you on the block, and you're in foul trouble, so force them to make the contact. And this is what happens. You miss your bunny, they make one. 12 turns to 14 real quick. That could have been a 10-point game.
Taylor finds O'Mara, and both guys have now gone back-to-back double figures. A 3, no, but again, Harris will go to the line and shoot 3. And he's fouled again by Richardson.
And that was just kind of a lazy closeout. I mean, the ball was already well gone before he made contact. Here's a look at it. He crossed him over, so he was trying to make up the ground. But my goodness, just let him take the shot. Just get your hand up.
Yeah.
R.J. Taylor was arguing that Harris's leg kicked out. But our replay didn't necessarily confirm it or deny it. We couldn't see it.
Erroneous.
First of 3 is good for Harris. Harris having a big night, 29 points. Evan Westfall is your graphic coordinator tonight.
But this is what I was talking about, Chad. They're scoring with the clock stopped, and they're going to cut this, if he makes this, to an 11-point game. No time off the clock. These are big baskets, and foul and free throw shooting is going to be a major thing down the stretch.
The third one's good. This is as close as Beecher has been in the second half. And so we'll see if they can make a move here. The Bobcats sent Amonte Allen Johnson something to say. Turns the corner, kick out, right corner, O'Mara for 3, splash city. Timeout, Mike Thomas, 14-point advantage, another timely 3 by O'Mara, who's on his way to just maybe his best game ever as just a sophomore.
And Mike Thomas coming over and giving him a great big hug. You saw him like, okay, we needed that. We needed that. That was a massive shot and a massive point of this game.
Sophomore with 15 points for the second straight game.
It's a good call. And also a nice, thoughtful play there as well. Can we see that again? How about the dish here? I mean, a lot of guys just go and attack and take a forced layup here, but not the guy who passed it there, who I couldn't see.
It was Monte Allen Johnson, drove the lane and kicked it to the right.
That's a decision, that's a mature decision that a lot of kids will not make with that kind of skill level.
I think that's something, not even just this season, but in the second half of the season, he's done a lot better. Early in the season, I think he was just looking to score. Second half of the season, he's not scoring quite as much, but he's rebounding the ball a lot better. He's been averaging about 8 rebounds a game in the second half, and he's been averaging about 4 or 5 assists a game in the second half. He's really rounded out his game.
Well, we saw it earlier in the game. He passed up a wide open player underneath the hoop to shoot a 3. That time, he made the right play. So as much as I knocked him earlier, you got to give him praise when he does the right thing too.
That's right. Harris with it, left point. Now between the rings with Tiggs. Robert Lee trying to lead this team. Harris has been the story. Menafield. Patient Beecher here. Lee against Taylor, spins, no call. Short corner lift, no. And a tough luck miss. The Bobcats wanted the offensive foul there.
Well, that's RJ just being a pest again.
RJ off the bounce, circles back and lost his defender and lays it in. That's a senior taking a sophomore to school. RJ showing off in his own digs.
The old, you think I'm going this way, but I'm cutting back to the hoop.
Lee. One-on-one. Allen Johnson. Reverse off the glass is good. Monte Allen Johnson lays it in.
Man, the athleticism and the full court pass there, too. The outlet on that. They go up and under, use the rim to protect against the shot blocker. Beautiful take.
The lead's back to 18.
Just like that.
3 ball, good.
Oh. And down to 15, just like that.
Beecher won't go away. Allen Johnson won't either. And he draws a blocking foul on Harris. Marquise Gray can't believe it.
Well, Harris kind of left his feet there. If he wouldn't
Harris
have done
had,
that,
yeah.
if he wouldn't have done that, that was a clear charge. But he just saw him at the end kind of levitate a little bit.
Marquise Gray talking to his youngster, Mr. Menafield. Pianta, he checks out, and Marble back in. This is a kid that can get you back in a game in a hurry. And they're going to look to Phoenix Marble, a guy who puts up 12 points a game, to get him back in this.
Well, some of the fans aren't believing they can get back in this. Behind us, they're starting to feel the breeze of the fans leaving early.
16-point game, 4:10 left. Be careful, fans. There's a lob to Lee. Back out to Marble, who's bumped. Fine dish. Look at the share to the sugar, and it results in 2 buck points. That's moving the basketball.
Smart move there not to foul. I thought for a second there that O'Mara was going to go out for the block shot, possibly pick up a foul.
I think that's the initiative from the coach right now, just hands off, don't foul.
Well, certainly no stupid fouls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Short corner left, jump shot, Allen Johnson, no. O'Mara can't grab it. One out by Lee, on the move, to the rack. Shot up, no. Offensive rebound, stick back, no. Cummings again, no. And Graham Blanc's on the run with numbers. RJ, right wing, 4-3, no, short. But an offensive reset for Boyd. O'Mara, topside for 3, no.
I thought he had that one, it was right on.
Beecher down 14 with 3 to go. Needs a bucket on this possession to think about sniffing around.
Well, if he had hit that to go up 17, that might have been all she wrote.
I agree. It might be too much now. Pull up, Harris, air ball. And that's deflating there.
Yeah, you're surprised that Beecher is still taking so many jump shots. I mean, they've been sitting on this 9 foul number for about 5 minutes now. I thought they would have exploited that and tried to force more contact and put the onus on the official.
Yep. Beecher with state titles in Division III or Class C, 6 of the last 9 seasons. They beat Iron Mountain last year 75-47 to win the D3 title. And their head coach moved along. Mike Williams left for Davison, a member of the Saginaw Valley League that Graham Blanc plays in. And Marquise Gray took over, a guy who was an assistant under Mike Williams.
Tough basket by Tay Boyd down low, just using his strength, size, and athleticism.
16-point lead for Graham Blanc, who's looked wonderful tonight. Post layup.
Sorry, Chad. Every basket, just so much work for Beecher tonight.
Oh, you're right. Grand Blanc on their way to winning their 13th game and their 14th try, and ending a 13-game win streak that Beecher brought in with them. O'Mara with a lay-in off the fresh feed from RJ.
And that pick and roll has been there for them several times tonight.
A new career high, 17 points for O'Mara.
How about it? Harris for 3, and the Bucks have run out of time in Grand Blanc with 90 seconds left. RJ Taylor to the hole, reverse. Oh, man, good! Get out of here! RJ Taylor.
How'd you like that one, Seth?
I'm just impressed by the hang time to be able to do that.
Who has not offered this kid yet, and why haven't they? Lay-in is good. That bucket is by Kevin Tiggs.
Yeah, don't tell R.J. Taylor they're up 16. He's still playing like the game's on the line, and it's 0-0.
No doubt, substitutions will be made here, but what else can you say? Look at this play and finish by R.J. Taylor.
My goodness, look at the English he put on that ball, too, when it hit the back of the rim. Oh, man. Getting some overrated chants from the student section. Not sure how Beecher's going to handle that.
Yeah, this will be a big win for the Bobcats. And this will be a good game that will prepare Beecher for the Division III run. Down low, nice little nifty move to get loose. How about that from Joe Nemechek, the 6'3 junior? That's crafty. 3-ball bullseye. Robert Lee bangs it in. 68-55, 45 seconds left.
Yeah, Robert Lee just could not find his mark tonight. And you see it there. He's got the range, and if he could have been along the ride with Carmelo tonight, it may have been a different ball game, but he just could not get on target.
No. Robert Williams checks into the ball game, wearing number 0. Kyle DeBuy with it. To the rack, lays it up short. Rebound out to Micah Welch, who missed the shot. Marble, long corner left, jump shot good for Phoenix Marble. 15 seconds left. And that, my friends, will be the final basket of this basketball game.
What a fun game.
An 11-point win for Grand Blanc, who led by as many as 22 points. And these two teams proudly representing Genesee County tonight. But it's Grand Blanc, who's now won 13 of their last 14 games after starting 2-4. They look on a mission to get back to where they were last year.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Those 5 losses that they had, a lot of those came at the beginning of the season. That's a different team then than it is now. And, you know, it all resets next week anyways, and this is a good momentum swing going on into the state tournament.
Mike Thomas teams tend to improve throughout the season. They always seem to be on that right trajectory, and this team is certainly no exception.
Both coaches went out and challenged their teams this year in the regular season. Play the best. Go against them. See how good we are. Let's get ready. Iron sharpens iron. Tonight, that continues. Grand Blanc wins, but Beecher in line to look to take their 7th state title in Division III in the last 10 years. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, and we'll have some highlights, stats, and a recap of what went down here in Grand Blanc. Your final score, Bobcats win it 68-57 over Beecher.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
This is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back to Grand Blanc High School, 68-57. The Bobcats win it. And a team that has now won 13 of their last 14 games. And they've played some of the best. And they beat one of the best tonight, Sam Stick Day. This Beecher team, I know they lost by 11 tonight. A lot is ahead for this club as they search for a state title and to repeat as state champions. They didn't have it all tonight, but you got to tip the cap to Grand Blanc on most of that, right?
Well, it was a tough game for them. Grand Blanc got off to a hot start, and that kind of throws Beecher off their game plan a little bit. And we were talked about it during the game, setting up against a half-court defense and not being able to get out in transition and use their athleticism. It really worked against them in that first half. And, give credit to Grand Blanc. They hit their shots early, and they were able to control that lead the remainder of the game, similar to what you said happened 2 years ago.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was very similar to that. They jumped out to that lead, always had control. It never did get under 10, did it?
No, never under 11.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Yeah,
so
a number of times it felt like Beecher was about to get momentum.
Yep.
And every time Grand Blanc had the answer.
Yep. Grand Blanc's had the answer quite a bit in these last month and a half of basketball action. It'll be important as teams start playoffs next week. Let's take a look at some of the highlights in this game and what went down between these two clubs. Pete will also get us updated on some of the numbers and the high scores as we move along. But this was the guy. There's no secret about it. Carmelo Harris was hot. What did he end up with?
34 points.
Man.
34 of the 57.
So he was the story for Beecher, but this guy was a lot of the story for Grand Blanc. Amonte Allen Johnson, one part of the big three.
He had 13 tonight. Tay Boyd had 12. Here we see Tay. You got 19 out of R.J. Taylor to lead the way for Grand Blanc. 17 off the bench for Bryce O'Mara, his second straight game with a career high.
Yeah, anytime you're getting guys off the bench doing those kinds of things, Stick, you know it's going to be your night, and it was certainly Harris's night, but not enough help otherwise.
Yeah, and then you see here getting the easy layup. We saw the highlight earlier with Robert Lee, and that was the guy I was really looking forward to getting going tonight with Carmelo Harris, because Carmelo Harris was shooting the lights out. 34 points. I mean, what more can you say about that performance? But like you were saying, you get points off the bench from a guy that you don't normally expect 17 points out of. That is great, and that helps your team in so many ways. Takes the pressure off so many people. And then, you're seeing Allen Johnson making athletic plays, reverse layups, and of course, there you go.
Yeah,
Beecher getting on the board.
If I had told you coming into the game that Robert Lee would have 17 and Bryce O'Mara would have 5, you'd have said, yeah, that sounds about right.
That makes sense. Right, that makes sense.
That was about the difference.
That was the difference in the ball game, an 11-point margin. There was the play of the game. R.J. Taylor with an athletic, acrobatic triple. Harris is a special player.
Oh, yeah, Harris is a special player.
RJ's a great shooter, great passer. Shot. People don't realize how athletic he is.
He is. He's athletic, and there are Division I schools after Mr. Taylor, Mr. Allen Johnson, Mr. Boyd, and there's reasons for that. Flint Beecher has their prospects as well, but in the end, a very good high school basketball game, and one that Grand Blanc led from start to finish and had a double-digit lead the entirety of the second half. A lot of fun here tonight, guys. Glad we did this three-man booth thing. This might be the beginnings of something fun.
I'll take it.
Yeah, Trice is nice.
I'm down to do 1/3 the work.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on. It was a joy to join you guys today. We've worked together for baseball, but now to be able to do it for basketball was a real blast.
Yep, we'll have you back, Pete, for baseball. We thank you and Grand Blanc for having us here. We thank also our friends at Flint Beecher. Wish both these schools the best of luck moving on in the MHSA tournament. And it's time to say goodnight. Once again, your final score, 68-57. Grand Blanc beats Beecher. We're back at it tomorrow night from Detroit. That's right, the Motor City Cruise will look to win their 16th game. I want to thank our special and talented crew tonight. Alex Westfall, your executive producer of the broadcast. Ali Hadi on replay and your assistant producer. On audio is Fish. He needs no other name. Evan Westfall doing good things on graphics. Your cameramen tonight, Daniel Cole on camera 1. Kyle Buchanan on camera 2. That's Matt Schwartz. That's a Schwarzenator. He's on camera 3. Let's not forget about Pat the Stat on statistics. Pat the Stat in the house. One-man wrecking crew holding it down. Where did Pat go? He's already out of here.
He's gone.
Special thanks to Pete Scribner from Grand Blanc. Special thanks to my partner, Sam Stick Day, for doing great things on color commentary. My name's Chad Bush. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night from Detroit. So long.